We are here. We are live. It is Sunday. And for wrestling fans, it's got to be a week of shockers going on right now as Seth Rollins has taken an ACL, an MCL, and a PCL. Like the NFL and every other sport around here, tearing limbs. Now, so has our WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I am Mike Knox. Indeed, I spelled my name with 3 X's. And I'm joined by the lovely, the beautiful, the vibracious, my girl,
The
Amber
what?
Rodriguez. What's going on, Amber?
Not much. Glad to be here. Glad to be back here.
Glad to have you back. My man, Corey, the wizard, nephew Corey there, rocking the Eagles like myself. Getting ready to go out there as we smash the Dallas Cowgirls tonight. What's going on, Corey?
Not much. You got that right. We're getting ready to move on and get another victory and take this division.
That's what we need to do. And then we're joined by the blind, the Washington Redskins leg blind, Mr. G-Lo Glenn Thomas. What's going on, Glenn?
Nothing much, nothing much. She is vivacious, not vivacious.
Right. You got you.
At the end of the day, it's vivacious. And I know we all in the NFC East, but guess what? Redskins still will win the division.
The
And
Bucks
you
had
still-
one job. My gosh. The Bucks
They
had
lost?
one job. Yes.
They lost the game? Oh, well, that's what happens when you're trying to deal with a buck to do a job for you. But and we'll be joined by Mr. Brian Waters a little bit later in the program as he makes his way here this evening. But just to go ahead quickly and get things rolling right now, if you have not heard, if you are sleeping underneath a tree, or you might just that might just be where you're sleeping at for fun, this past week Seth Rollins has been injured. He tore an ACL, MCL, and PCL, as I explained. If you don't know what that is, just his knees all messed up. Out there in Ireland doing a house show against the Demon Kane. He went to go do a flip over power bomb, came down, landed awkwardly. The best part about it is, fellas, is that he still lifted Kane up and laid him through the table, if you will, so to speak. Amber, your thoughts of the devastating loss by WWE this week in Seth Rollins?
I thought it was so unfortunate, but as we all know, it's a sport. Injuries do happen. The good thing is that, he was able to carry on at least with the match. But, I mean, we all know he's going to be out for a few months, come back as a babyface. I mean, typical cliche thing, like, hopefully he recovers soon. I've never really been a huge fan of him overall. Like, I don't get his whole, like, character or whatever. Like, I never really understood it. Like, who is Seth Rollins? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he has Triple H's finisher, but I never really saw him as his own person, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I've never really been a fan of him to begin with. But, of course, they're going to have him come back and, probably as a baby face, and hopefully.
When they come back, it's never the wrestlers. It's the fans that cheer, crazy when a guy comes back from injury like that. Like, remember John Cena before he went out, how crazy booty was? That's he's standing there in his B-boy stance at the Royal Rumble, everybody's going crazy. So fans do that to each other themselves. They can try their best to bring him back ill all you want to, but it started with his boss Triple H when he came back from his leg injury he had a few years ago. Was that 2000, Corey?
2001.
I knew you would know the answer.
I remember that, though. But it always happens. Whenever someone gets injured or, they're away for whatever reason, they always come back and switch roles.
Yeah, absolutely. Corey, your thoughts?
Well, okay. So Amber hit pretty much all of the points I was going to say in regards to him coming back as a babyface, because what's going to happen, dare I say, it's going to be along the levels of Triple H's comeback in 2002. They're going to, whenever he comes back, they're going to blow the roof off, like, regardless. He's going to be the most over face they have at that point.
For no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's champion at that point, it's going back on Seth. So it's just a matter of when he comes back. It is an unfortunate injury, but as Amber said, this stuff happens in this business. I say they keep him out the whole 9 months. No need to rush him back. The type of character that he is and the type of moveset he has, he's going to need all the time he can to heal, because he's not a power guy where he can kind of rely on brawling. He needs that speed. He needs that athleticism that he had. So keep him out. Let him get fully healed. even if he's out a year, keep him out. You know, no point in rushing him back.
Glenn, your take?
I think this is a devastating blow for the WWE. And when I say this, and you know, a lot of fans may listen, you got John Cena away doing a TV show. You got Randy Orton away with his shoulder injury. You really haven't developed a next new star. Daniel Bryan's out. No one likes Sheamus, the fact that he has a briefcase. Roman Reigns has not proven yet. So, you know, this is one of the worst things that could happen to the WWE right now. And within 2 weeks of their pay-per-view. So you have, you know, with Seth Rollins being out, it is kind of rough. You want to see who's next. The best thing is that you have Alberto Del Rio back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's one of the better things that's in the WWE right now, that Alberto Del Rio is back, someone that the fans could easily hate at a moment notice. That could be that heel champion, just turn on Zeb Coulter, or whatever case may be. But for Seth Rollins to be the champion, people forget this guy had been on Raw ever since the Shield came up, had not missed a date, had worked every date, had not taken any time off. He was the true definition of workhorse. So he would truly be missed. But it's also an opportunity for the WWE to create new stars and maybe help bring some of these guys up from NXT. I know we'll get on that a little bit later. But it is a definite thing. It's sad that Seth Rollins is gone because I was looking forward for the match, him and Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. But what we get instead, I think, is a little bit better.
Well, a couple things. One for you, Amber. Who is Seth? That's a great question because you really don't know. He does imitate, you know, Triple H's pedigree, which for whatever reason we don't know still why.
Because the curb stomp was removed. We know why.
Why? Like out of all the, I don't understand. And I feel like he was the top guy by default because there weren't any other options.
Well, you had, to me, I thought it was a smart move because only a handful of people could actually, in my opinion, claim the fact that they called Seth Rollins being the one. Everybody assumed it was going to be Dean Ambrose that did the thing. And if you look at wrestling in general, whether it's Seth Rollins, who reminds a lot of people of Edge, if you will, you know, is always an opportunist and things like that. I think Seth Rollins' character is very much defined in who he is. He's a sneaky little worm. You know what I mean? Who can perform very good inside the wrestling ring, who is above average on the microphone. But people love his in-ring ability and the fact that he's, you know, anti-Cena, so they cheer for him. What Glenn said is a lot, I think, is good because they now get a chance to have something big happen because he's out 9 months, guys. So we're looking at 9 months of no Seth Rollins. And right now, as Glenn also pointed out, we're looking at Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, which I was afraid they're going to put the belt on Roman and it was going to be too soon and yet again messing up his push. Now we have this tournament. And we talk about having this be WrestleMania, be the wrestling fans, you know, proverbial wet dream to us enjoying wrestling. But right now, this tournament coming in 2 weeks is just as big in a way, not, you know, on the level of WrestleMania, but a lot of things, a lot of guessing and in your windows could actually happen leading up into this tournament, Corey. So looking at what's going on, looking at him being out 9 months, we know that he's not going to be there. Has there been any word at all? Have you found out, Corey, or you found out, Glenn, who's actually in this tournament, how many people that it is? I just see a bunch of memes put out there, and they all just say Roman.
Right. They haven't said anything yet. I haven't heard anything. Right, we got the main event himself in here.
Look at that spit you got.
I haven't heard anything yet. I'm hoping they keep it a surprise. They probably won't, but I'm hoping the most they give us is how many people are participating.
Okay.
I say they don't give us who's participating, who are in the matches. The tournament sells itself. It's going to be a new champion. It's going to sell itself. That's just my opinion. So I haven't heard anything. I don't know about Glenn or Amber or Brian. I don't know if any of y'all have heard anything, but yeah.
No, the only thing I heard that they are not going to always use just WWE talent. There will be some people from the outside bought in, which I don't know if that's you know, to add intrigue to what's getting ready to take place. I hope they do bring people in because let's be honest, everybody on the roster right now can't be WWE champion. If I'm doing a tournament, I want to make this tournament as legit as possible. Meaning, I want to put people in there who actually could be the world heavyweight champion, not Dolph Ziggler. You know what I'm saying? I want people like.
There you go. Okay.
I want people in there like a Kevin Owens, like a Seth Rollins, like a Bray Wyatt. Those people who I think could actually be World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, yeah, I know you look when I say Kevin Owens, but better. He'll more legitimate than Dolph Ziggler right now.
Here's the thing, and the reason why I gave that face is because realistically, right now, and I'll put this out here and you can tweet it or whatever, if there's ever a time that WWE can go against being conventional and things making sense, and it's now. You can go completely away from storyline, completely from anything making obvious sense now. They've got a clean slate. You can put it on anybody and it's not going to matter because you've got a clean slate.
You can't put it on anybody.
I beg to differ. I think you can. Look at the time of the year we're in.
And that's what I'm about to say.
Look at the time of the year we're in. You can put it on anybody at this time. The only time that matters now is January when the Royal Rumble comes out.
And I get that part, and that's why it is critical about who you put on the belt right now. As we do welcome in Mr. Brian Waters to the program. It's important because we all assumed, or some people assumed anyway, this is where you finally do crown Roman, right? So you have nothing to lose during this time of the year. But I think you have now with Seth being gone and not having a guy that has pretty much on every single show from Raw to SmackDown, where the shows are pretty much all about him. Now you have to put a champion in place to replace him. You just can't put the belt on, with all due respect, put the belt on Sheamus and think Sheamus is going to carry 3 different segments on Raw the way Seth Rollins has, or wrestle 3 different matches a night the way that Seth Rollins has done multiple times over the last couple of months. It's a very, very pivotal time right now, in my opinion, on who you put this title on. Brian?
Well, guys, thanks for having me in late. Just got out of church, as you can see. I listened to what you just said, Glenn, and you said that there's a lot of people that wouldn't be champion. And obviously, it's funny because last week we was discussing the upcoming Survivor Series right here on the Wrestling Summit. My thought process was I was going to go to the WWE Network and watch the '98 Survivor Series because of the tournament. Now, granted, that was all setting up a storyline. It wasn't I don't want to use the word panic. Well, but that's what it is, a panic mode because somebody got hurt. But it reminded me of this, and I'm looking through that bracket right now, and a couple of your matchups you had was Steven Regal versus X-Pac, Jeff Jarrett versus Al Snow. Those, and granted, that wasn't the whole thing. Even Goldust versus Ken Shamrock, where Ken Shamrock was a guy who, storyline-wise, you wouldn't see being WWE champion, but legitimately because that was, for me personally, my first introduction to the Ultimate Fighting world was through Ken Shamrock. Mm-hmm. Which, but here to say is that, you won't have those filler matches. I'm not sure about, bringing in other talent. I don't know how would that help. What's the backstory? I might have missed that part. You guys were talking about bringing in other talent.
Yeah, I'm talking about other talent. If the rumors going around that you could bring in other talent. I'm talking about other talent that is not signed a contract or that's down in NXT, like a James Storm, maybe a Samoa Joe, maybe a Jeff Hardy, maybe a Kurt Angle at this time. Somebody who's other talent. I'm not talking about a Tommaso Ciampa or nobody like that. I'm talking about some guys who have been in the WWE who no longer have a contract with the other company that you could bring in as a surprise. I even mentioned, I think, to the Wizard one day, this is the good time if you wanted to ever give Bully Ray or Bubba Ray, whatever you want to call him, a singles run, throw him in the tournament by himself.
Now you're asking this company to do something that only TNA has ever done. They didn't bring Bubba Ray back here to be a part of no singles competition. I can guarantee
I was going to say that. Do you think the WWE audience would be receptive to that?
Yes, because I believe the majority of the WWE audience does watch TNA.
I think you need to find your place.
Yeah, I think you're in the minority on that one. I was with you until you said that. It's no knock to TNA. I just honestly, we're the minority of how many people actually really know what's going on everywhere. There's probably 7 to 10% of their audience that actually knows TNA exists, and that's truthfully honest. The majority of people that watch WWE are probably only watching WWE. So anybody else they bring in from the outside is probably going to be a shock or a surprise. So, but to that aspect, I don't see anybody really wanting a singles run out of Bubba Ray. Remember, TNA is in a far different place than WWE is, and at that point they were throwing anything to the wall to make it stick because
But
Bubba Ray.
it's not that he wasn't good.
No,
No, they
can't do
struck
it.
gold. He is definitely good. However, look at where they're at compared to where WWE was, to where storyline consistency. I mean, as far as the Team 3D being together, they ran them through the course of what they could do with them. You might as well try Bubba Ray out as a singles guy. They had nothing to lose at that point. WWE has at least some form of integrity to keep the Dudley Boys together. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Amber?
Where do I start? I do agree that the tournament sells itself.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds very exciting. Bringing in outside talent, again, that's something that would be very exciting. It's going to cause a lot of, attention to it, and especially, I don't think Bubba Ray would really do it, but if it's like somebody people want to see, someone who's really, really hot right now, I think that'll be really good for it, especially because they have to kind of make up for Seth being gone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't agree that they can put the belt on just anyone, because I feel like the thing about belts is like it's meant to draw attention to someone to kind of help them get over. But also you have to think about the person. The person kind of, the person holding the belt kind of has to have, at least a little bit of attention already. It has to be someone that the fans are going to pay attention to, that the fans are going to take to, someone who's going to be a good poster boy, who's going to sell tickets. I feel like it's a lot more
than wrestling
into it than just putting it on anyone.
And that's where I've said, at this time, with Seth being gone, that's why I think people we're kind of missing the bigger picture here. Is we're talking about a guy who's been everywhere. Good Morning America, Regis and Kelly. You got to bring up a Finn Balor type dude who is a polarizing character to get over because I'm sorry.
Big shoes to fill.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can't just put that, again, I know I've been a supporter of Sheamus in the past, but Sheamus come next, August, maybe, because he has the Turtles movie, where he plays, is it Rocksteady or Bebop? I forget which one it is. He's the who's the pig?
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, okay. So at that point, yeah, but right now you gotta have, even worst case scenario, to be honest with you, I don't see Roman being too, I don't want Roman, because I don't want Roman to get completely messed up and can never come out of what they did to him last year at Royal Rumble. That was completely not his fault, but he's taking the brunt of it. So you don't need him at this point in time to get it. But somebody, it cannot be a Sheamus. It cannot be a Dolph Ziggler. Alberto Del Rio, I heard we had our little conference in the car this past week. You did say that, Glenn. And Alberto Del Rio is pretty good to have. You know what I mean? A Finn Balor is pretty good to have. Bring up Samoa Joe now. Even though he's actually come out publicly this week and say he don't think he's there to come up to the main roster. He thinks he's just there to help the TNA talent get over. I mean, the NXT talent get over. So
at least he knows his role. I mean, let's be honest. It's a good payday, good paycheck, and not like he's hurting.
And it's in Florida. I mean,
if that's your role, that's your role, and I'm not mad at that. I mean, another name that we have not mentioned is two names that could be thrown out there. And I know a lot of people have discussion about this. The two names that are out there are part-time wrestlers. One is Sting, and the other one is Brock Lesnar.
Oh, I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar.
They'd be in it, but I wouldn't see them winning it. Like, if they'd be like the surprise, but I wouldn't see them actually winning it.
You don't see Brock being able to come back and get the title?
I don't see Sting coming. Like, if they were to throw him in the tournament, I don't see him winning that. I think he's just someone.
Daniel freaking Bryan is the time now. He has publicly said he is healthy, that the WWE doctors are the ones who are not letting him go, right? So they better find that doctor, right, for them that says, rub some dirt on it, Johnny, or give him a cortisone shot, whatever it does to take away a concussion and let his butt in there. If you bring Daniel right now, if you were going to hold him out to January for the Royal Rumble or whatever, cut that. All plans are, because I'm looking at, dirt sheets with the dumbest John Cena versus Undertaker. How does that make any sense at WrestleMania? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm reading stuff like that. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns versus Batista. Okay, like, what do you guys stop the madness? This is the time, right here, right now, to put that belt back on Daniel Bryan. He never lost it in the first place. You put him in a tournament, no less, and he goes over a la the Macho Man Randy Savage. Gotcha, Corey.
No. I have the complete counter argument to that. I'm sorry, Glenn.
I was just talking about the fact that I had some history.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've got the counter argument to that. Here's my thing. Use Daniel Bryan as the catalyst. I'm going completely far-fetched fantasy booking, but here I go.
That's all we ever do.
Use Daniel Bryan to say WWE is clearing me for one night. Have him say, I'm going out here, and if they're going to give me one night, I'm going out as WWE champion. Have him fight Roman in the end. Roman goes unbeknownst to getting help from the Authority, only to really know he got help from the Authority, and have Roman turn heel and join the Authority and win the championship. I'm just saying.
You don't think that kills him even more? Now,
no, that draws all the heat in the world for him.
That's heat. I mean, you talk about boos. People will boo him. Think about how they booed him when he won the Royal Rumble. Can you imagine?
Exactly. Especially if Daniel Bryan.
If he beat Daniel Bryan in the tournament, even Brian Waters would boo him.
Think about that. Daniel Bryan says they're clearing me for one night. Right. If I get one night, I'm going out there to win the WWE Championship. He makes it to the finals and lose.
But I get that.
How much
but we're talking about the one guy, right, who can't do any wrong. This is the other guy. They have to get it right. If you go out here and you had him already do this at Royal Rumble, right, and the fans wanted Daniel Bryan, then you have him cheat and go heel.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
The situation back in their face.
Thank you.
I don't.
And look, and then you put something in place. He doesn't have to talk because he has Stephanie and Triple H to talk for him.
So let me get this straight. You don't like who don't like Roman being heel and Daniel Bryan being face?
I don't like Roman Reigns being a heel against Daniel Bryan.
What? Are you serious? Really?
I'm gonna tell you.
I gotta listen
because I don't. Again, I just think anybody like Roman now, Bray or Dean Ambrose, yes, that would work because he's already liked by the fans. You get what I'm saying? So to get booed by the fans would just be them booing because what happened against Daniel. Roman is still a yo-yo when it comes to the fans. He's already, no one likes Roman.
But Mike,
that's perfect.
Mike, you're missing something though.
I'm not missing it. I'm trying to say Roman's career.
You're missing a key component. Survivor Series is in Atlanta, Georgia. The man played at Georgia Tech. They're going to cheer him. They're going to cheer him out of the building. He'll get the loudest pop he ever got in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, then maybe it's my subconsciousness wanting Daniel Bryan more than one match.
Yeah, but I'll put it this way. Use it as they're going to clear, even if he gets cleared for longer than that, use the storyline at least, wrestling storyline, it's your hashtag, right? Use it to say at least, hey, WWE's giving me one night. Everybody's going to be behind him. If he says he's got one night to win the championship, he gets to the finals, and then everybody in a kayfabe world, everybody thinks he's going to win it, and then Roman cheats to win it, and Daniel Bryan's dreams are crushed, at least for the immediate.
Isn't that exactly what happened to The Rock?
No, well, it was a double turn.
Yeah, well, it was a double exactly. It was a double turn.
Okay, well, you know.
And think about it. This generation has not seen that. So we got to realize it. So
I'm just trying to protect.
That was 17 years ago.
I'm just trying to show your age. Show your age. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to protect my investment in Roman Reigns. I think that'd cuddle him like a little baby.
No, but you want him as a heel. If he can't get liked as by the fans, you can't get him over the way you want him to.
I get that.
What's a better way for him to be a heel?
I don't mind the heel. I just don't want him to get
But listen, think about this. If you don't mind the heel, you want him to get the most heat as possible. Yeah. That's why it worked for a guy like Bray Wyatt. He went out there and took on the guy who was the most loved figure in wrestling in Daniel Bryan at the time. He also took on John Cena. When you take on, if I'm a heel, I want Roman as a heel. If I'm a heel, I want to be in the ring with Daniel Bryan. Bottom line.
Yeah, agreed.
Kevin Owens to John Cena. That right there.
All right.
Amber, what you think?
I'm sorry, I spaced out a little bit. No, I mean, I agree with what you said, and everything in wrestling is recycled. So about the whole thing about happening to The Rock, like again, like this generation hasn't seen anything.
Right.
And yeah, like I said, everything in wrestling is recycled. I mean, McMahon Helmsley era, Authority, like everything been before. So, but I really do like the Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns thing. I feel like because last time they didn't have a reason to boo him, now they would have a reason. It's like kind of throwing the situation back in the fans' face. Like I really like that idea.
Exactly. I think I think with Mike, what you're thinking is that the hate is already, like you said, it's so yo-yo for what Roman. There after this, there'd be no yo-yo about it.
Just be straight hate.
Clear cut heel.
Straight hate. Straight hate.
They're pure hate. And like Brian just said, if you're a heel and you want to get over
your way, anyway,
I
get it.
And let's be honest, the Rock, we on that family thing. The Rock got more heat with the Nation. Then he had to go heel from Rocky Maivia to the Rock to the Nation of Domination to come back. Then the fans really appreciated and loved him because he was that heel with the Nation of Domination.
So now they're gonna call Roman Reigns the Rome.
The Rome.
How about kid? How about we just call you the Rome?
Hey, whatever works. He keep cashing in paychecks and the crowd keep giving a reaction. It takes it. But would we? And this is my question with with this pay-per-view coming up, and I'm gonna ask you guys, what gets bumped off the card? If we having a tournament, what gets bumped off the Survivor Series card? We know there was gonna be a Divas title match. We knew there was gonna be a tag team match. We know there was gonna be the Undertaker.
Both belts are gone. Intercontinental U.S. titles.
In a worthless Dolph Ziggler match. Now Ziggler's in a match that means something. Bottom line, you got to put him in the tournament. He's in the tournament.
He's in the tournament.
I would mute right now. Well, speaking of all that, and starting with you, Brian, so I cut you off so respectfully, may I add. Who wins the thing then? How about that? Let's move on. Who wins the WWE World Heavyweight title at Survivor Series, Brian? You only get one, not two.
I only get one. If I had to...
All right, you get two. We all need two.
I mean, the safe bet is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Bottom line, but there's somewhere like you always like try to think about the surprise. Like, let's be honest, did we in '98? Did any of us see The Rock winning the title that night? I think we all could have. You did.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Rock was being built up as the guy to win the tournament. Here's why, and I'll go back because I remember watching all that week.
Me too. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't think it, but I'm gonna listen.
Austin was not being built to be champion. You knew Austin was going to get screwed out of it, and they were building towards Rock winning it. And it seemed like he was going to beat Mankind, but the double turn really made you like, whoa, they turned Rock heel. You didn't see that coming. But Rock was kind of the odds-on favorite because you just didn't see Austin coming out of that tournament. For some reason, with the build-up from where they were going, you just didn't see Austin.
Well, allow me to say this. When I watched the tournament, I watched it as a shoot at the time. I was about, was 97? I was 11 years old. So that, 98, I was 12 years old. So at that time, yes, I did not know wrestling was pre-due.
I was like 4.
Because
come on.
I had this going on my ear. Like people tell you Santa Claus ain't real. And I was like, man, I'm not listening. So that's how I felt about wrestling. I was in denial. With that being said, I thought Stone Cold was going to win the tournament, or The Undertaker, or somewhere. I felt like The Rock might, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know if he's quote unquote going to have enough. Because I hadn't seen I remember jumping on the people's bandwagon. I remember him turning face, but I was like, man, he's good. But I kind of felt what he was going to be was where Dolph Ziggler was last year at Survivor Series, except I didn't think he was going to win like Dolph Ziggler did, but we all know what happened after that. Therefore, at that time, looking back at it, I understand what you're saying, but at the time I thought maybe a Austin or maybe a Mankind, Austin or a Undertaker. I didn't think Kane or Mankind would win it. But with that being said, back to the original question, I look at Roman Reigns, but you know what? I have to go with, I'm going to go with him because I can't go with nobody else. I feel like it's too good to be true to go with Bray Wyatt. I feel like us as in fans that keep saying Bray Wyatt and it won't happen. So I'm gonna say Roman Reigns. Put me down. We could do a graphic or something. Put me down for Roman Reigns.
Got him, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Roman as long as they keep the mic out of his hand.
Hey, it's not that bad, people. I can name 7 wrestlers currently worse than him. I think she broke the internet.
I'm not gonna knock Bray Wyatt though, because I feel like why not? Like maybe it can be somebody that people don't really, people say they don't really see him having the belt. Maybe, it could be someone like that. Someone people don't really expect.
Okay. How you got it going there, AKA the Wizard? Give me 2.
Well, yeah, I can give you 2. Okay. I'm going with the obvious. I'm going Roman Reigns as the lock.
You know what?
Just because
blind tag. Y'all are boring.
Because no,
so we take Roman out of the equation.
Hey, you can relax because I'm about to give you another one.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. My dark horse, and it's not going to be Damian Sandow. See what I did there?
You're welcome.
My dark horse is Cesaro. Just because if there's anybody who they're going to go with, like I said, to buck convention and say, screw it, we're going to get into the one guy who he thinks we don't believe in him and we don't think he's going to ever attain the brass ring. They give him the brass ring. I'm going with Cesaro as the dark horse.
That's how I feel about Bray. Like what you just said about Cesaro, that's how I feel about Bray Wyatt. I feel like it's too soon for Cesaro.
Can I jump in there and ask a question real quick? Before I know we got Glenn's answer. The piggyback off Corey, you made a good point. Cesaro will be the dark horse to win the title. Somebody people wouldn't think. Is this a possibility for somebody to win the title and get instant credibility or get over instantly? Case in point, Jack Swagger coming out in Elimination Chamber and winning it, and all of a sudden we took him seriously from the moment his entrance music hit when he was out there with Zeb Coulter, and he should have won the title, but we know why he didn't. Can that moment happen at the Survivor Series?
That's what belts are for. Like I said earlier, that's what belts are for. They're to bring attention to that person and help get them over. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yo, listen up. At CZ Nation GG1 on Periscope, which I'm periscoping right now while we're doing this.
Shout out to Periscope.
It's talking about he agrees with Corey that Cesaro should get the win. My thing is and I'm gonna probably be hated when I say this. Put the belt back on Brock Lesnar. I want to see Brock Lesnar as the champion. Put him back on there, which sets up if Seth Rollins ever comes back, then he can face Brock Lesnar for the title. A part-time champion is good to have Brock Lesnar as the champion. Hulk Hogan was a part-time champion. All that other stuff that was going on. Let Brock Lesnar come back who can carry it. He can be heel again. We can boo him. Whatever case may be, conversation comes up. Brock Lesnar and Roman can go at it again. You have somebody chasing Brock. You see Brock and Bray Wyatt. You can see Brock and let's see who else you can throw in there. Brock and Cesaro. So you have a lot of challenges if you allow Brock Lesnar to be the World Heavyweight Champion. If I had to go again, if I had to take a second pick, since y'all said pick 2, I'm not going to go with Roman Reigns, but I would say Daniel Bryan if he comes back. Right now, I think Roman is better chasing the title. He let him chase a little bit longer. Let him have that moment, not winning at a Survivor Series. Let him win it at a bigger pay-per-view, whether it's Royal Rumble or winning at a WrestleMania. I think that would add a little more legitimacy to him into what he takes. So my thing is Brock Lesnar. You can write me down, mark the tape, record it, whatever you want to be. Case may be. Brock Lesnar is my first choice, and Daniel Bryan if he returns to the second one.
First, I didn't know if you was looking at me or the computer. Second, okay.
Hey, don't worry about that. I got you home safety from DC, baby.
Hey, we're in the car, and we had this discussion about this show. I said that, and you took mine. So I say Brock Lesnar as well. It's not piggybacking. It's we all one band, one sound. So I'm also saying exactly that. I think Brock Lesnar comes back and wins this thing, and because he's Brock Lesnar, he doesn't have to be on TV every week. That way, you got your champion. It's safe. It doesn't have to worry about being the main focal point of the show. So I'm cool with that as well. But I'm gonna pick a surprising one. My dark horse is whoever is the surprise entrant that we don't know about. whoever that may be, whether it's Finn Balor, whether it's Daniel Bryan, whether it's Brock Lesnar, whether it's whoever is the question mark during the bracket will win the WWE title. I think it's too easy to call Roman. And I don't think the company was prepared. As much as people thought he was going to win it at Survivor Series, I wasn't so sure in the first place. I thought a heel turn was coming for Dean Ambrose, and I still think a heel turn is coming from Dean Ambrose. Brian?
I would say this. I don't think it was written necessarily pinned for him to win the title. I think these weeks leading up, it sucks for Roman because I think that was a time for them to really see, because we start to see crowd acceptance. But let's see if he was being accepted on the East Coast as much as he was on the West Coast. Now, I'll say this. Does the champion, whoever wins this, do they headline WrestleMania? And what I mean, well, do they go in as the champion at WrestleMania? We know The Rock did. We also know he lost the belt back and forth. And I know we keep making reference to that because that was the last time we had this situation. We know when Macho Man won the title, he headlined the next year's WrestleMania. Does this champion, is this person going to win it? And we would like to think they for the long haul, but will they, barring an injury?
No, I'm start off with that. Whoever wins the title now, except Brock Lesnar, will not be the champion at WrestleMania. We got to realize that this at the time is at this time of year, no one's really getting ready to pay attention. We up on Thanksgiving. We're going into the Christmas season. Nobody's really. Football is really hot and heavy. We week 9 and the football season getting ready to go to week 10. College basketball is rearing up in the next couple of weeks. So no, they're not paying attention to the WWE right now. So this champion has a time to prove himself to become the next to ride it into WrestleMania. And it's the time of the fans tune in or not. You got to realize there's a lot of change for the WWE. In January, they're moving to SmackDown is moving stations, so moving channels. So you want whoever your champion is, you want it to be somebody that can go out and promote, go out and be on Good Morning America, could be on all these shows. And right now, only person that can really do that is Brock Lesnar, and I hope Brock gets the title. Roman doesn't talk like that. Matter of fact, truth be told, take that back. Roman does better when he's off script interviews than he does on WWE programming.
I just think he looks weird in suits. That's just me. He's like one of those guys that his suit looks like it's a little bit too big for him. When he was on one of them shows on the 4-letter and he had his suit on, and I was looking like, man, it looks kind of,
Brock?
No, Roman. Yeah, he looked kind of weird in a suit. Like most guys of that, that ilk look distinguished in a suit. And I didn't think he looked so distinguished.
So you judging this man in a suit, man? What's up?
No, bro.
On the White family, they roll deep.
He probably got an appointment with his tailor or something.
That's what it was. So you peeped that too, Amber, did you not? And it's my job in entertainment to look at how someone is dressed, male or female. It's no broke back in me. But to answer your question, Brian, I think it depends on who's the champion, who they give it to.
Yeah.
If someone, let's say, your dark horse, which is Corey's dark horse, Cesaro gets it, I don't see Cesaro going into WrestleMania as the champion. If someone like Kevin Owens perhaps gets it, I don't even see Kevin Owens going to WrestleMania champion. No matter whoever's going to have WrestleMania's champion will have to be someone that is big. Whether it was Seth Rollins, whether it's Daniel Bryan, Roman, Brock, someone like that.
Hey, T_White_55 says you can have Ambrose versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He says what's going to happen is this: that Roman Reigns is going to Ambrose is going to win the tournament. Sheamus is going to cash in.
Ambrose and Roman can be a WrestleMania match because it's still the Shield, So and I catch it flack all the time. I put the Shield as the second greatest faction of all time, in my opinion, next to the Four Horsemen. And I dare anybody try to compete or argue that fact with me.
You will be at MCW.
Yeah, I got one too at MCW. I got a good faction there too.
Yeah,
great faction. I think it's great. Black Wall Street.
Faction. Yeah, these guys and this girl named Amber. I hear they're pretty good.
I heard they're excellent actually. But I still think it depends on who's the champion. WrestleMania is a very touchy subject, and they still trying their best to still sell out, which they're not seeming to be having a hard time right now anyway. But WrestleMania 32 will be the biggest WrestleMania in the history of WrestleMania, and they say that every year. So it just can't be some podunk champion a la Hill Ziggler being champion going into WrestleMania.
Hey, yo, you know what? And I know we changed the topics, and I'm going to stop with that, changing topics. But look, if WWE's already sold a whole bunch of tickets to WrestleMania, couldn't they just give you a doo-doo card because the money's already in the house?
All right, Hogan. The money's already got their pockets, brother.
You already got the pockets, brother.
Well, you still want the coverage. Remember, last year, a lot of people thought that card, including me, was going to be terrible. And, when I looked at it, I was like, I had prepared myself for
Yeah,
a letdown.
you were
I was
not
I was
happy.
only hyped up for Sting versus Triple H. And I will go on record, I said this time and time again, that WrestleMania 31, and taking it from somebody who had just watched all 30 of them leading into it from the end of February all the way to 3 days before WrestleMania, I will say WrestleMania 31 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time, in my personal opinion, beating out 28 and 30. So hopefully they'll top that. I'm looking at, though, they got to come with something big, and like, the person who was, like, Glenn, I want to disagree with what you said earlier. You said that nobody's really paying attention. The reason why I'm going to disagree, everybody's paying attention. Remember, 3-letter, 4-letter, 5-letter, 6-letter networks all covered this on Wednesday. I remember standing there and, YouTube rang my phone. Thursday, I'm sorry, when the news broke. Everybody was covering this. And the bottom line is, everybody's going to be paying attention to the Survivor Series more, probably the most that they have since perhaps last year. Everybody paid attention because the rumors about Sting coming out, but people paid attention probably since 2001 when you had WCW, ECW versus WWF. Yeah, we knew WWF was going to win, but nonetheless, all eyeballs are going to be on this Survivor Series because anytime there's a vacated title, people interested in it. Controversy creates cash, and everybody knows there's going to be some controversy at Survivor Series.
Yo, shout out to Eric Bischoff there, man. Good.
Now who rings the bell though? Because somebody's got to call for the ring the bell. Hashtag 9798. Is it Triple H? Is it Stephanie?
Yo, I think whoever wins clean. I do. I really think whoever wins this title, you have to have the person who wins win clean. They got to have their moment, because let's be honest, it will and it will be somebody who will be a champion in the ring, and they gotta win clean. Whether heel or face, they will have a clean moment. Unless Roman turns heel, and then he won't win clean. That's the only exception. Now, what would be great, and no one's mentioned this, and it just crossed my mind, 25th anniversary of The Undertaker. Could he be a new champion?
Why not? You can't go wrong.
Taker?
Why not?
Hey, I'm just saying as a fan, 25th, they've been building up 25 years of The Undertaker. You scrap everything else, he throw him in the tournament, Bray Wyatt in the tournament, because you could throw him in the tournament, him and Bray Wyatt finishes this tournament, and the Taker could be your champion, beating Bray Wyatt.
I don't know, like I said with Sting, it's not like he's in his prime. I feel like it's one of those things where they'll be in the tournament, but they're not going to go over.
Right.
Yeah, I think he'll be, the huge pop of the match, but I don't think he'll actually go over.
Hey, it makes Monday night very interesting. Tomorrow night will be very interesting.
It does, and let's go there and let's end with that right there. As we got about 6 minutes left here in the program. Do we see the tournament actually come unfolded tomorrow as far as the brackets? Because they're 2 weeks away from Survivor Series, so the week after next is their go-home show for Survivor Series. So a lot of things has to take place tomorrow. So are we going to see maybe a tournament leading up to a tournament, or are we just going to have or we just have the participants? Because I think the best thing to do is to have a tournament leading up to a tournament, Brian.
I want a tournament one night. One night.
No, I meant like
to get yourself in the tournament.
There you go. I'm trying to figure. They call it something. I just can't put my finger on it right now. Like
qualifying matches.
Qualifying matches. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. Do you think we'll see some qualifying matches for that, or just all the participants come out? And two to that, I don't think Undertaker. I think whatever they're doing with Undertaker, that's just me. Maybe this is what I want to see. Stays where it stays. I don't think you get Undertaker, which is not a bad idea to put the belt on him, but I don't see Taker and Bray breaking what they're doing. What's going on with Taker is going to continue to take until it was supposed to unfold and climax at WrestleMania 32.
Now, how about Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt as your WrestleMania main event?
I wouldn't have nothing against that. I think he should be in the main event at WrestleMania if that's his last one.
Actually.
You just had that match.
All right, give me. You know what I'm gonna say now, so I ain't even gotta say it. How about that match? Undertaker versus Daniel Bryan for the title.
Nope.
No, because Bryan can't send the Taker home.
Nope, exactly.
Home.
Exactly.
And retirement is not good for him and who he is. So
Well, he vouched for him. Well, according to the sheets, in when they wasn't trying to in 2012, I mean 13, 14.
Listen,
Yeah.
if their best friend Michael Hickenbottom can't get him over, then if they're not listening to him, then who are they gonna listen to? With all due respect towards Mark Callis. So, our
Hey,
final words. I'm sorry.
I was just going. We got to show love to Twitter at
Absolutely.
Ange Ange Did I Day. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Said, how about I thought it was going to be the tournament, the traditional Survivor Series match, but yeah, I thought it was going to be Undertaker versus Team Wise, but I think right here, this could be one of the things that cancel. Mike, you alluded to what leaves the card. That could be one of the possible matches that leaves the card.
I never thought that was going to be a match anyway, just
You
in my
didn't?
opinion.
I
Nah,
mean,
it doesn't.
it looked like it's set up perfectly. You got 4 wides.
Because it's set up that way. It's why I didn't think it would be that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason why. Anytime, typically lately, when we all assume something's going to happen with WWE, they try to go the other way with that a little bit, the best they can. So I never saw that. I know some people initially first came to, their thoughts was, and it's easy to grab any other 2 partners for Taker and Kane. I just think that what they're doing is something that we have not seen. It's going to be borderline attitude era-ish. You have to send Taker out that way. If this is going to be Taker's final run, if they're hyping this 25th anniversary, it has to be something epic. And a traditional Survivor Series match isn't nothing memorable to me.
Well, if you want to get the pay-per-view over.
Pay-per-view gets over anyway because it's Taker's 25th anniversary. And because we have no idea what's going to happen. Right. Yeah,
well, excuse me, the match.
Yeah. Either way.
Pay attention to that as opposed to 4 random NXT people. Let's be real.
yeah.
It is Taker. Either way, I'm paying for the pay-per-view. Oh, I already do pay for it. But if I had to pay for Survivor Series, I would pay for it anyway. But Amber, your final thoughts this week?
I agree with the whole, I'm sticking to my guns about Taker being a good, surprise element for the match. You said something about qualifying matches. I think that'll be a good thing to do, but I could see them having, the one, mystery opponent, you know what I mean? They probably bill everyone but, one person, and, maybe they'll put one person over as a surprise. But, yeah.
Glenn, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are this. One final thought is this. Wouldn't this be a great time to let the internet choose who's in the tournament?
Not at all. Internet screws up everything.
Dude, you're interactive. You're WWE Network.
Sorry,
Cyber Sunday.
Right, Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday, whatever you need to do, make that.
Jericho said he hated Cyber Sunday.
Yo, make that the way, but nah, for real. I think the tournament is very interesting. It makes November great. I wish the Survivor Series was back on Thanksgiving night here.
Absolutely.
This would have been a great Survivor Series on Thanksgiving night. I wouldn't even watch the 3rd football game because anyway, by the 3rd football game, I'm tired. I'm in a food coma anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So give me some wrestling. I might actually hold off on the 2nd plate of food, 3rd plate of food of Thanksgiving. Give me that. But I think final thought is this: WWE is very interesting. I don't know who plays tomorrow night at Monday Night Football, but with this right here, a lot of people are going to tune into wrestling instead of Monday Night Football tomorrow.
It's a bad game. It's the Bears and somebody.
Yeah. So wrestling ratings for WWE Raw.
San Diego.
Yeah, the Raw ratings may go up tomorrow night based off the fact that you got a breaking announcement. I hope they keep it secret, but I don't think so. I'm just happy to be a wrestling fan right now.
Brian?
It's always funny when there's these moments when wrestling seasons go like this, and then boom, something happens, and then people make the comment that Glenn just made. Happy to be a wrestling fan right now, as I certainly am. My final thoughts though is, I can't wait for tomorrow. I cannot wait for tomorrow night. Raw's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be popping, and it's gonna be something. I think we could be. It's gonna be eyeballs to advertisers, and I believe this is a sweeps month anyway. So, if Seth Rollins had to get hurt, sorry, but I'm pretty sure USA is not crying. I can guarantee you that. And like Glenn just said, with a bad football game, let's get ready. I can't wait. We will be tweeting live at Wrestle_Summit during Raw, so make sure you follow us and join in the conversation, because we will.
Yeah, and you know what? And because of the severity of this past week, I will put off Supergirl myself and watch Raw live tomorrow. Yeah, I'm a
What's
Supergirl
that?
fan. I'm sorry. Supergirl is the show.
I've never
Okay.
tried it.
Oh, Supergirl. So I'm a big comic book guy anyway. So I watched that whole family by Arrow, Flash, and now Supergirl, all written by the same writers too. So,
You might be the
but
only grown man with Superman on his wall too.
it's a lot of grown men with Superman on their wall. Thank you very much. People have Superman tattoos. What are you talking about? Okay, you have wrestling on your wall. How can you make fun of Superman? We're talking about wrestling here. All right, let's put it in perspective. Now, my final thoughts though was this: great week for Fox Sports 1340 AM. Great week for the Wrestling Summit. Great week for you, the wrestling fans. Everything that's happened this past week in wrestling. So just continue to stay interactive. Nothing negative from me. From this week, I've had an awesome week. You can not tell by the smile on my face. I know that you love it. You can just get a look at it. So we're going to get up out of here, y'all. It's been a great week. We thank you guys.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
I forgot to plug MCW, Waldorf, Maryland, November 13th, and the next night in Joppa on the 14th, which will also be my last show for a while. So yeah, I just wanted to plug those.
I would be in the house that night. I'm coming to Joppa, Maryland on the 14th.
Yes, we are.
Yay!
We are coming to Maryland. Where are we going?
So you hitching a ride with me?
Yeah, of course. Anywhere you go, you drive. I'm always on the passenger side. You know that. but one more time, Amber. Where's it at? MCW.
The 13th, Waldorf, Maryland, and the next night, Joppa, Maryland.
There y'all have it. Make sure y'all follow Amber Rodriguez. Make sure you follow Brian H. Waters. Make sure you follow J Father 725. Make sure you follow Real Mike Knox with 3 X's. 'Cause you already know. And make sure you follow Russell _Summit, y'all. We out of here. See you next week. Peace.